I've been watching them. I will be uploading a video for questions that I answered for 6 people, but right now, Asana has asked a question on the community post page, and I urge all of you, if you're listening in on the playback, that to post your questions there. And Asana has a career question. She wants to know if she should go into human resources or public relations. So we're going to do a 3-card yes no on each of these things. And that'll be kind of like an exploration into what is going on. Okay, the stream looks clear. I'm just going to move that over a little closer here in case anybody comes in to leave a comment. All right. Should Asana do travel in the direction of human resources? Should Asana apply for a human resources job? Welcome, Maria. It was a good day, I think. Well, Asana, that's a hard no. That says no, and so the reasons why for the human resources. I actually did a long play video today, and it's like 50, almost an hour long, and it'll be uploaded as soon as I'm done here. So no on human resources. And how was your day? Did you enjoy the Super Bowl ads? Well, that's right. You came to my. You weren't watching the Super Bowl. So what we have here, as far as why not human resources? It starts first with the Ace of Wands in reverse, and so it's like your passion isn't there for human resources. Human resources. You really lack the passion to go in this direction. It's not. It's not something that really excites you. And and then also we have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, and that kind of suggests that you are going against yourself. You want to do something else, and by going into human resources, you might actually already be in human resources. I was kind of confused on your question, but I'm assuming. And then so so it's like bad luck. It'll be like bad luck for you, or it's like you'll be trying to swim up a river, and also there's a bit of immaturity here. So it may be for human resources that you are too young to do this job. You're too young, or maybe there's some irresponsible issues or some lack of trust. Okay, and so the number on this is that of 11, and that 11 is always coupled with a 2. So that's kind of in a reversal. So that is like, if you're looking at the justice, it's an unjust thing to do. It's not well balanced. It's not something that you will thrive at. It won't allow you to be your intuitive self. Welcome. And Thando, like I say, I have done your video. I did the video, and this was your card. And I'm gonna, when I get off on this one, I will upload that video. It's gonna take like 4 or 5 hours to upload it because it's an hour long. Okay, so then we're gonna look at the other question, and it was public relations. But I remember, Asana, Juice World, welcome. And QCon, welcome. This is Tarot Oracle readings. And welcome, Than. And so Maria enjoyed the Super Bowl. I did watch actually a couple minutes of it. You know, I probably could have sat down and watched the whole thing. But you know what? I did Tools of Fortune that day. Anyways, so the second part of the question for Asana here was a public relations executive. Should she apply for a public relations executive job? And then we'll just give it a little more of a shuffle. More of a shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. And we will see. Now, I'm not going to be on too late tonight because it's 1 o'clock in the morning. And so this one, for the public relations, this is not a firm yes. It's not a firm yes, but it's a yes. It's a questionable yes. And so what I see already, look here, we got this justice in reverse. It was like this was here for the other one, human resources. And it's coming from a place of being one where the scales of justice do not balance. And in public relations, there's maybe a bias or a lack of accountability, a lack of justice in it. And then a sense of limited, being like you would be bound, and like in the Eight of Swords here, you'll be all bound up in yourself. And you maybe with any insecurities you have, all of this stuff, your insecurities or your how you conduct yourself in the world, this will impact your ability to do this job. And so you will have to free yourself and be more secure in who you are. And then also, now there's a good, like in this Two of Cups, and this thing is it shows that there'll be some love here. You may actually like this job, despite the challenges of maybe dishonesty that's in it, maybe asking you to lie in order to do your job, that you're going to have to lie to be a public relations executive, or that you will be limited in how you can speak. But within that, there is a sense of partnership and mutual respect. So it's got a pluses and minuses. So if you were to go a certain direction, I would choose human resources over, not, I would choose public relations, the PR exec over the human relations. Okay? Now I do seem to remember reading on your career directions before and coming up with health care or counseling or something like that, that would be a better thing. A better thing. So I want to go back and take a look. Take a look here. This is a career and a career in finances deck, money and career. And so I want to go take a look here and see what it has to say. So this is for entertainment purposes only, and let's see, what does it say on the back side? We have our career directions, and I forgot to take a look at what the numbers were here. 10 and, well, yeah, it was, I'll hit the damn mic again. Don't do that, Bill. So it was 11, 2 in the down and a 10 in the up. So in that sense, that looks, that's a kind of a 1, a new beginning. But okay, let's go back over here. Don't hit the microphone. I need to do something about that microphone. It is in the way. Juice World, did you have a question or anything? And Cute Con, are you still there? Okay, so these are cards kind of popped out, and let's just see what it says. It says you're looking for better work, and that you need to really invest in your future. So whatever that you are looking for needs to be something of an investment. You know, maybe your investment is investing in more education, but it also, in a sense, that you should be taking more risks, not playing it safe. And you are looking for something that'll give you a more satisfactory life. And so I'm just going to come in the middle here. I'm just going to take a card right out of the middle and see what it has to say. Oh, cultivation. And this is something, your future job investment is something that you're going to need to cultivate and spend more time planting those seeds so that you can harvest them. And let's see what the bottom one is. And look again, limitations. And you have a bunch of limitations on yourself and these obstacles. And so like that 8 of Swords that came up, well, this is the same kind of energy of like the 8 of Swords. So you have a lot of self-limiting, locking yourself down, behind masks and everything else. And I still kind of believe that my initial reading I did on you in regarding this issue, that whatever you do, it needs to be rooted in love. And whereas you had that 2 of Cups that came up, that's kind of the love card. So maybe you think of that in love and partnership, but not love in a romantic sense, but love in a sense of a deep commitment to yourself and others. And that's where that sort of a healthcare and helping other people, like counseling, social work, that you just might be better suited for that. However, that is not something that you can make tons of money. And look, this other card over here, locked. Work you want may not be in reach now. So whatever it is that you're seeking, it may be locked from you. So that PR representative or the human resources, that is locked away. Okay. All right. So I don't know if that's the information you were looking for, but that's what we got. Now, did anybody else have any questions, or should we just do like some hangout, or if there's anybody here? Juice World. That handle is so familiar. That is a familiar one. So, okay. No other questions except the ones that we have that are going out in that video. All right, well, how about we just... Oh, you want to spend time with your love, more time with your love. Is that a question or a statement, Maria? Question or statement? Well, I'll tell you what. We're just going to go take a look at the old bibliomancy, and we're just going to spin a... Okay, you're just saying, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. We're just going to go spin the top of destiny. Spin the top of destiny. And we're on for 16 minutes. I guess I'll just be on for a short time more. And this is for, maybe I'm just going to... We'll just see what comes up. Spin the top of destiny. So that number is 15. Or 15. And we'll see what it has to say for us. Spinning the top of destiny. I need to learn how to sew buttons on. I want on this suit coat here, a button popped off. Oh, but on a good news, where I'm getting an oven. My aunt is buying an oven or a new stove for my mother's 86th birthday coming up. Page 1-5, which means it's toward the end. And when we go towards the end of the missal, it is like the hymnal part. But, you know, there's always good stuff there in the end. The 0 point is... I need to get a better marker on here for the 0 point. You need to learn to sew? Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of things I don't know how to do. One of the things I don't know how to do is make a bed. I don't know how to iron. People tried to teach me how to iron. I ended up putting more wrinkles in the clothes than I started with. It's 158. Wouldn't that be something that was the same number as I got earlier? That, yeah, it just kept on spinning there. I'm pretty sleepy right now. 9. I don't know if it goes up that high. 1589. Yeah, I did have a migraine earlier today. It doesn't go up that high, but well, let's see what happens. 1586. That's the biggest, highest page. That would be the back page. 8789. I'm not going to take that out. So I'm going to reduce it. I'm going to do a reduction here. 89 reduces to... we'll just spin again. Or we'll just go to here. All right. Take a nap. I just need to go to bed. I only got like 4 hours sleep. So let's just see if there's anything on this page that kind of pops out, like Silent Night. Index of Hymns. We Three Kings. What? With Hearts Renewed. Okay, so we're going to go to page 1524. 1524. 1524. and 1524. And see what page 1524 has to say for us. Oh, Mr. Lucifer, welcome. Well, you know what? Eventually, that's true. 1589. All right. 15. Oh, wait. Oh, here we go. We're here. Revelation. God has revealed himself to humans. Above all, he has shown his will to save them, that is, to lead them to communion of life. Communion of life with him. God has fulfilled, that may be, God has fulfilled his revelation through deeds. But you know what? The church also banned the very first gospel ever written too, though. The church banned the Gospel of Thomas. The Gospel of Thomas may have been written. It's one of the earliest gospels. And the Gospel of Thomas was a banned book because it cuts the church out of salvation. It cuts the church out of salvation. So if we want to just take a look here at the old Gospel of Thomas. We take a look at the Gospel of Thomas, and it's in Coptic on this side, and of course this is the English side. And let's say we take saying number 22. Let's go take some. This is a banned book by the church. It's banned by the church, and the reason why I think some people think it was banned by the church is because if you meditate on the sayings that are here, it says that you don't need the church you don't need to hand your agency over to the church, because the kingdom of God is within. It's not without. The kingdom of God is within. And so Jesus says, I will give you what eye has not seen, and what ear has not heard, and what hand has not touched, and what has not arisen in the heart of man. The disciples said to Jesus, tell us how our end will be. Jesus said, have you then discovered the beginning so that you inquire about the end? For where the beginning is, there shall be the end. Blessed is he who shall stand at the beginning, and he shall know the end, and he shall not taste death. Yeah. Well, you know what? I don't necessarily pay. Hell is a construct that I don't really think that even exists. It was invented by the church as a medium of control. A medium of control. And so, what Jesus teaches in the Gospel of Thomas is all about non-duality. It's when Jesus said to them, when you make the two one, when you make the inner as the outer as the inner, the above as the below, and when you make the male and the female into a single one, so that the male will not be male and the female not be female, when you make eyes in place of an eye, and a hand in place of a hand, and a foot in place of a foot, an image in place of an image, then you shall enter the kingdom. Kaisines, welcome, welcome. I'm doing some readings here for Mr. Lucifer, the morning star. But then maybe you're thinking of that in terms of the angel of light, the angel of light. Nobody has any questions tonight. I did answer one question. But if has a question, so I generally don't do readings from Thomas on this channel. On my other channel, I have read from Thomas a lot. 37, 46. I think I wanted to see number 22. Sane 22. 21, 22. Sane 22. Jesus saw children who were being suckled. He said to his disciples, "These children are being suckled. These children who are being suckled are like those who will enter the kingdom." They said to him, "Shall we then, being children, enter the kingdom?" Jesus said to them, "When you make the two one, when you make the... I read that, didn't I? The inner, the outer, male and female. And so what that is, I prefer... Actually, I buy a baking chocolate a lot of the times. I like the milk chocolate, yes, but I like the dark chocolate better, kind of the stronger flavors. Stronger flavors. And yeah, I read that one, number 22 already. All right, what else do we got? But you know, I'm going to go over an article tomorrow on 999 show about a prophecy as divination, and I kind of talked about that a little bit here, is that for, yeah, milk chocolate is creamier. What, for the Mr. For people, you know, when you're thinking about divination and texts, and many of you who've been on my channel have seen that I've used this book like it was an oracle deck or a tarot card, and so that is if you're Mr. Lucifer Morningstar. If I were to talk a little, I mean, the church has banned tarot, but there are levels of. But the tarot has only been in existence for like what, like 300 years. I think the first deck, the Sola Busca, was 1491. Do I have that one handy? Is it in this drawer over here, or do I have it over there? If you have, have any of you guys ever seen the first tarot deck? What that looks like? I think I have it. I don't know if I have it handy. I'll see if I have it on my my tarot rack. I have a lot of decks. The Solo Busca deck. Yeah, it's right No, it's right here. So this here, yeah. So I'm using it like a. So this here is the very first tarot deck. It's the very first tarot deck ever written, and it's a mini deck. I should probably get the bigger size one, but I don't know. I have enough tarot decks. I don't think I need to buy any more. But the tarot deck, tarot, it goes back in the beginning. It was a game, kind of like a card game like Bridge. And so this is the very first complete tarot deck ever written, and it came into being in, like, I think 1400s, 1491, and this one may never have been used for divination. Now, some people do use it for divination. I got it. I don't know why I got it. I got it because I was in a place of expansion of my tarot collection, and so now what's interesting about this deck is that the theme of, now this is like your three of sword, or your three of swords, and there you have it. It's like three things stabbing through the heart, that. But what's interesting about the Sola Busca deck is the theme of it is all about the rise and fall of the Roman Empire. So if you take the Julius Caesar play, yeah, this is the very, very first tarot deck that ever came into existence, and they found it as like paintings on somebody's like, it's like paint. You had somebody. It was like in a palace or something. Most of the cards images were painted on the walls, and but they used it. It was probably like on, I don't know, 1400s. The paper was hard to come by, and so I don't ask me which ones they are. The Los Garbeo guidebooks, for the most part, suck. And there was an extensive guidebook on the Sola Busca Tarot, and it's actually out of print. And I had it flagged. I mean, I think a used copy of it was like a couple $100 or something like that. And it's kind of, the cards are really rather imaginative. And so if you might think of, like, I don't know, I never played Magic the Gathering, but you could probably use this like that. And so use it in you're playing a card game, kind of like Bridge, a points game with the trumps and things like that. That you if the cards themselves were painted like this, I wonder what size they were, the original ones. I bet they were like the size of notebooks or something like that. Big cards, almost impossible to shuffle. They were probably like, you know, and I'm sure they weren't printed, because what was it was 14. Let's see, was it, the printing press came into existence in the 1400s. I can't remember what year that was. 1460s, the 1450s, I think. Let's see. And So you look at this, and then, if you were playing a game of cards, you might be putting your imagination into it, because the theme is of the rise and fall of the Roman Empire. And well, that's what I said, because if you read the play Julius Caesar, because the play Julius Caesar is essentially what the story behind this deck of cards is. And I think Julius Caesar, when was that written? I'm going to get done showing you these cards, and then we'll go look up when Julius Caesar came into existence, that Shakespearean play. But these actually came into existence in Italy. And so these are all, yeah, swords. The images are kind of horrific. What I thought would be kind of a good exercise or a discussion to have with folks would be to go through some of these uh, early tarot decks that are picturesque like this, and to talk about the culture, because these are some pretty horrific images on here, which made me think that there was a lot of suffering. I mean, the suffering of the people. You just take a look at this, and people don't look very happy. They don't look happy at all in these images. You know, maybe this one's kind of happy. Julius Caesar, Lius. Julius Caesar was born in 100 BC to, well, he was like 60 years old when he passed away. But we want Julius Caesar. William Shakespeare was written in 1599. So this came out long before the Shakespeare lived. Yeah, long before Shakespeare lived. I think this might be the Fool card here. This might be the Fool card in this deck. But when I look at these things, I almost see like scenes of the Black Plague. I see like the suffering that people went through. Yeah, the suffering that people went through, and these images are just filled with, to me, they're filled with scenes of suffering. And so when I had seen this tarot deck, I knew that to me it was way too dark. It was too dark to even think about reading with it. And then there's a lot of the cards that I don't know what they are, and so it's just something kind of pretty to look at, or something to look at that's not necessarily pretty, but having pictures that are just horrific images. And I mean, what this guy, what with his, was that a loincloth on there? Yeah, a big loincloth. Now this is like the to me, I think, is one of the more horrific images. But you see, we come in a different time. We come in a time where we don't skin people alive. We don't put people to death in these horrific manners. You don't draw and quarter them. You don't like do disembowel people. We don't do that kind of stuff. But in this day and age, that was all too common. And so you execute somebody, and then you put their head on a stick like this, and so that that to me, you know that's the one thing I really find fascinating about this deck, is that it's a picture into the 1400s, a picture into what life was like in the 1400s. Life was terrible. He's got like a droopy diaper on or something like that, holding something on his bum. Right? This is secret. Oh, I read for you. Um, Asina, I read for you. I guess that was the only question that got read today. Was yours, but that's fine. And here you go. You're looking at a look back into time. Because which also another thing that's interesting about the Sola Busca Tarot is that it does have women in the court cards, which is where if you look at the 1700s tarot, the Tarot de Marseille, it doesn't have that. They're not. It's not that way. I think I have 3 of those decks of the. But I'm only just reading one. I read one, but before I actually could read tarot, I actually collected a lot of tarot decks, and so I think I have that one over here. I really got to clean my room. I'm gonna probably put this. Well, you know what? We have what we have. We have to work at good health and so forth. I need to exercise more. This is like the first Oracle deck I ever bought. I've never actually divined with it. Maybe for a while I was using it to choose my lottery numbers. So we'll take a look at that. I'm going to probably pull this one into play. I've been thinking about it. But it's got a guidebook. It's not necessarily self-explanatory. I've been liking, going after... The cards are huge, and it's got some interesting pictures on it. Soulmates. It does have reversals in them. Good pictures. Well, I think that I could probably just... I don't know. I don't know if I really want to go do, when I do this, I don't want to be diving into guidebooks, which is why I use why I'm using the tarot deck that I am using, so I don't have to dive into the... It makes my hands look smaller. My hands are pretty small, Maria. They are. I have small man hands. If you'd ever read any of the I have hands where I would make a good veterinary surgeon. Oh yeah, you know what, Bob Egg? I have the video. I'm gonna upload the video because I answered your question, and I am taking questions, but I answered your question already of why, and I have it on a video that I'm uploading. So I'm not going to re-answer the question, but if you have a different question, I'll answer a different question. If you have a different question other than are you manifesting your ex, and are you you tried to move out but you can't leave, and I answered this, that video will be we'll probably go live in like 8 hours from now. I need to go to sleep, and then but it's gonna take a good 4 hours for it to upload, and so yeah, and let's just see. I probably should see if it. What is this here? Let's see if it's here. So here is the video. I did it earlier today. It is 53 minutes long. You're manifesting your princess. So, anyways, I did minimal edits on it, which is good. I to not really edit much. Did it this afternoon, and I did put yours clear at the end. But nevertheless, so you look spooked in that picture? Oh, this picture here? Well, that's just me trying to make funny faces. I'm always the comedian. Always the comedian. Funny guy. And then I was playing with the AI on an AI editor, and I made some, and I took one of my paintings to see what it would come up with. We'll watch one of those videos. It's on my other channel.
First, I saw aliens just chilling in a poppy field with their...
Oh, not that one. Over here.
It's the rapture. The sky gods are here. Only the faithful will be taken. Will that be you? It's the rapture. The sky gods are here. Only the faithful will be taken. Will that be you?
So yeah, I'm using AI editors and things like that. It's kind of fun. But you can only go like so far because there's only so many variations, and I think here's one of them. See, this is me. This is the painting I anyways, taking questions. So you're learning to play with your phone. Anyways, that's what I got. I think I might put this into play. I've been thinking about it, but you know, got giant cards. Well, you know what? I'm gonna come on live tomorrow night. Yeah, I'm gonna do that for a short time, but I'm gonna come on earlier, probably, like around 11, between 11 and midnight my time, and then, and so yeah. Well, maybe we'll just see what kind of let's see what kind of card comes out of here. I'm doing a 999 show tomorrow. Jeff won't. Jeff is sick, and so he won't be there. So it's just gonna be me blabbing into the wind. Well, Maria, why don't you tell me when to stop shuffling? Tell me when to stop shuffling, Maria. Okay. So what we got here is building blocks. Building blocks. Let's see what it has to say about building blocks. This is about my normal bedtime anyway, Maria. I was a little bit more tired. I did have a migraine today, so. Okay, number 28. 2 plus 8, 10. Building blocks. I suppose if I used it every day, then I wouldn't have to go diving into the guidebook. All right, so building blocks. Strong foundations, beautiful work in progress. You have everything you need to cultivate an extraordinary life. This is a time when your focus needs to be on foundations you build upon your work, your relation. You know what? In that, well, I got over and over again when I did my readings today. It was all about foundational things. Well, from what I have in the video, I think you're stuck with your ex for a while. I think you're going to be stuck there, and it may be that you live as roommates for now. That you are going to be living as roommates for now, Mister Mr. Blobeg, and I wouldn't. So if you're going to go out and date somebody else, I wouldn't worry about that. I would maybe say you go back, you bring her home to not your place, or but you just have a no contact. So you want no contact. Well, let's just read. Let's just see something then. All right. Well, okay. Blabego, what's holding you up? You're living with your ex, then so why? I have to ask. You have to ask the question: is why don't you just leave? Why don't you just leave? I have to. You need to ask that question. So we have Ayushi. I can't spell today. A. Oh, his family didn't approve. Okay. So you feel like you're just stuck there. Huh. Well, let's just ask the question here. Will you leave your current residence? So you are living at this place. Will you leave? When will you leave? Hmm. Will you leave? Well, maybe you're just bound by these other people and you won't leave. I mean, why won't you leave? Will you leave? Will you ever leave? I think that's the question is, will you ever leave? And we're going to ask that question. Then we'll go to, will you ever... Why is this pin's not working? Will you ever leave? Okay. All right, well, Blabago, I want you to tell me when to stop shuffling. We're going to just mix and match this. But we might... Okay, so it is financial. You're bound there by financial reasons, which is what I kind of thought. Your finances have bound you there. Okay. Maybe we should just be asking a total different question altogether. Oh, you have to sell the house. Well, it sounds to me like you're not going to leave. Well, that's a kind of a different situation, Blubeg. You're not going to leave. You have to sell the house to leave. Or you have to get a different job. You're bound to your house. So you want this person to leave. Will your ex ever leave? That's all I have to read. That's the way we have to... Because it sounds like I need to phrase the question as such. Will your ex ever leave? This to me sounds better. If I understand you right, this is what we're looking at. Will your ex ever leave? Okay. Oh, I guess I don't really understand. Okay. I guess I don't understand your question at all then.
Exercise or a discussion to have.
So, your ex is not in the residence. So what is what is the issue that you have going on here? I guess I just don't understand. So, um, oh, okay. She wants her ex back? No, because he wants no contact. And so because you said earlier you didn't want contact. So you want your ex back. Is that what you want? Is that what the question is? I see. Okay. Okay. All right. All right. You want your ex back. Now we have. I'm gonna redo your question. Okay. So I never understood. Okay. Yeah. Okay. You know what? Blah bag. Okay. Okay. So does does he like you? Hmm. I see. I see. My great grandmother in Sweden, she was born in 1890 and she died in 1980. Uh, she was in an arranged marriage in Sweden. He was the light of your life, and they came to America to get a divorce. Maybe if you want to, if you are meant to be with this person, maybe you're going to have to leave India in order for this to happen. Maybe go to the Philippines, or go to Thailand, or go to someplace where you're not affected by the caste system. Someplace where you're not too far from India. So you can always go back. Or you can just buck tradition. All right. Blabeg, tell me when to stop shuffling. And your question is, will your ex ever come back? Will your ex ever come back? Just tell me when to stop shuffling. You want these cards here, over or under? Over or under? Over, under, over, under, over. Okay. Well, you know, so it looks like he might come back. If you were to be together again, the passions could be reignited. Those passions could be reignited. Blabeg. The wheel changes. Fortune changes. The situation in your life changes. And then you go into a more happier state and have a family. You can manifest a family, a love relationship, one of support, and where you have like support. So maybe Blabeg, maybe you do need to leave, or you need to leave your customs behind. Leave your customs behind. The ignoring of the caste system. Your family is approving. I see. So you get support from your family. It doesn't get support from his family. Yeah. So this is a workable relationship. This relationship with this person is workable. But like you say, from his family. So whether will will he come back? Maybe. I mean, this is, to me, it says this person could come back. But I think that you're going to have to work it. Make sure that you see this person, if you can see them. Magic can happen, and then you're gonna have to work it. It's not gonna be easy, because you have this issue of family tradition and tradition. So I think the stars align for this relationship. All right. I really hope that this works out, Blabeg. All right, let's go back to Ayushi and see what that question was. Let me just pull back there, and then I'm gonna get off of here because there was a job question. If you're still there, Ayushi. Okay, so you got a call from Hike Ed Company. Should I join there? Okay, so she got a call from, and this was a sales job, Hike EDU Company. Should take the job. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. All right. I'm glad that we got that clarified. I'm really glad that we did. All right, Ayushi. If you are here, if you're not here, then I will just read the question. And then I'm going to have to hang up my hat for the night. No, I'm not. I don't wear a hat for this show. I just show off my bald head. All right, let's start by clearing the air. I haven't been doing that either. Which means if I really skipped clearing the air, I could probably do a lot more readings packed in an hour. I need a drink of water. All right, I'll put my hat on. Will this help? For Maria's sake? All right. Okay, let's just ring the bell here. We're at Super Silly Funland now. Mother Mary Ayushi has a question. Mother Mary Ayushi wants to know if she should take the job from Hike EDU Company. Okay? I'm wearing a hat now. All right. So you're probably not still there, Ayushi, but I'm going to stop shuffling for you then. Looking at Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed are you among women, and blessed is the fruit of your womb, Jesus. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us now and all throughout our journey. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed are you among women. Blessed is the fruit of your womb. Ayushi, Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for Ayushi now and all throughout Ayushi's journey. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed are you among women. Blessed is the fruit of your womb, Ayushi. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for Ayushi now and all throughout Ayushi's journey here. So, Ayushi, You got a call from Hike EDU company. There's no harm in saying yes. Your favorite comedian. There's no harm in saying yes. But I'm hoping that the hat didn't block out the rays here, you know. So what you're looking at is that you're moving in a direction, but what we got here is, I'm going to just switch the cards around like this. We'll switch the cards like this. And you're looking at, you're having like new ideas, and you have this Page of Swords, and this is you. And you're moving in this direction, but what you're hitting up against in this job is sort of, the whole world opening up for you, but the whole world isn't opening for you. It's not really going to be, you'll be able to do the job, you will get good experience, you'll learn things, and it will be good. But in the end, you will still be incomplete. You'll still be incomplete. So, yes, you should take this job. However, it may not be all it's cracked up to be. Okay? All right. Well, that's all I got. I'm going to hang up my hat and call it a day. And we'll be back to read cards another day. The next time I'll come back on way earlier. I came on way late tonight. But I am watching the Olympics, though. I like the Olympics. That's, if we take a look at the numbers on, let's take a look at the numbers here before we completely say goodnight. So we got, on the upside, we got 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 19, 1, 9. Look, this boils down to a new beginning. And then we're looking at 21 in reverse. And so this one is essentially you can take this job, yes, but what you're looking at is you will have a new beginning, yes, but in the end, you're not really going to be able to fully express yourself. And there's the expression number is in this 3 in your creativity, your ability to express yourself fully in a way that you want will be blocked. It'll be blocked. And so that's what I got for you. I hope that helps. Now, I wanted to, before I close it out completely, I want to tell everybody about, like and subscribe and do all that jazz. But I have this, I'll probably make another one up next week, but you can post your questions here. And, well, make sure if you get little quizzes like that, hit all the good buttons to make it like it's like that, so that YouTube pushes my channel and so forth. And so you can come and post your question here. Post your questions below. And I will either open the next live stream with your question, or if there's a whole bunch of questions, I'll just do a video all on its own. All on its own. And so that's all I got for tonight. Blessings and peace to you. Blessings and peace. And we'll see you the next time. And thank you, Maria. Thank you, Blabag. Thank you, Troll. Thank you, Philly. Thank you, Seek Haven or Ayushi. Thank you, Cute Con. Thank you, Thanduzen. And Casey Evans, thank you. Did the troll delete his yeah. Anyway, thank the troll too. All right. Good night, blessings and peace to you, and I'll be back later. Bye bye.